Hi everyone, welcome back to Girls Fast Pitching 101 with Abby Brown. So let's do a little recap on video 1. So we learned step 1, 2, and 3. So step 1 was how to hold the ball. You find your backward C, and then you put your fingers on like that. And then step 2 was our flick down here with the ball. And then our step 3, hand placed behind there. Then you're taking your big step all the way down. Let's get started on step 4 and 5. So we started at step 2 here with our flick really close to our catcher and net. And then we took 3 big steps. And then this is where we started for our step 3. And behind your head, taking a big step forward, coming down to where we were at the flick. And now for step 4, we're taking 3 more big steps back. 1, 2, 3. And this is where we're going to be for step number 4. Here is step number 4. This is a step that we called blocking the sun. So your hand is going to be up here like you're blocking the sun from your view, so you have a little bit of shade. And then your glove is going to be, again, pointing at your catcher or your net. And then you have a slight bend in the knee. You're taking, again, a big step forward so you get closer to your catcher. So you're here. You're taking a big step forward, and as you're doing that, your arm is coming back down to step number 3. So you have a little bit of a bend in your arm, and then your ball is facing outwards like this. Glove is still pointing towards your catcher or your net. Again, you're up here blocking the sun, taking a big step forward, and then you're coming down to where you were at the flick. So now you can see how we're starting to build up that circle. So I'm going to do it while letting go of the ball. We're blocking the sun, big step forward, stop, and letting go. So blocking the sun, big step forward. Now we are on to our last step, step number 5 of our warm-up before we go into our full pitch. So again, we're taking 1, 2, 3 steps before you are at your full distance of pitching. So now that we're starting step number 5, your hand is going to be all the way in your inner thigh. So it's basically the opposite of what you're doing for step number 1. Step number 1, you're here. Step number 5, you're here. Glove is facing this way. So what I like to do is I like to do a little rock back so I can get my leg up before I do my step. So let me just show you what that kind of looks like. So you're here, rock back, your arm's coming back with you, then you're taking your big step, and then this is where we hit all the positions that we just did. So we're here, taking rock back, leg up, big step forward, hitting 1, 2, 3, and then coming down with your flick to end it all off. So one time letting go of the ball, you do a little rock back, taking your step and throwing. So again, your hand down here is facing outwards. The ball should be on this side of you. Here, glove pointing towards your catcher or your net. You're taking your rock back, leg up, then you're hitting all your positions that we just did and ending with the flick. Do it one more time. So before we move on to our full pitch, I just wanted to say that you should be comfortable at step 2 before you're moving on to step 3 and so on. What I mean by this is in step 2, when we're doing our flicks, you should be getting 5 strikes in a row before you move on to step 3. A strike is when your catcher's glove is right here and you're getting it in the glove perfectly. The catcher doesn't have to move every single time. So that's what I want you guys to think about before you start moving on to your next steps. In step 3, you should be getting 5 strikes. Up here, it should be going into your catcher's glove without them having to move their glove at all before you move on to step 4. Same thing with step 4, and then step 5 before you move on to your full pitch. So now step 6 is finally here. We are moving on and we are doing our full pitch. So as we were doing before, the full pitch, it's called windmill. So we're doing a full circle like we were doing before. So what I like to do is there's a lot of different feet position that you could be doing. You could be doing 2 feet on the mound right here like this. But what's comfortable for me, I like to take a little bit of a step back just so I'm like nice and solid. I can like jump, I land in the same position. I'm super solid right here. So what I like to do is I like to take a little lean back like we were doing before with this one. Taking a lean back right here. So I like to lean back a little bit, get my arm to come back here. You don't want it to be out or too in. You want it to be nice and straight behind you. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming back here. So that's why we were starting on the side before. Because while you're pitching, you always want to make sure that your shoulders and your feet are all aligned with your catcher. So here we go. You're here, you're taking your rock back, you're coming up, you're hitting step 5, step 4, step 3, and then step 2, and that's when you end with your flick. That's why I said before, it's the very last moment and position of your pitch. So slowly, one more time. You're here. You're taking your rock back. You come up. You come here. You're here. 1, 2. Down with your flick. Now, I'm going to be doing the full motion quickly. So you're here. Rock back. Are you still filming? Okay. So that has been Girls Fast Pitching 101 with Abby Brown. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these videos, and I hope that they were really helpful. One thing that I really want to reiterate though is that make sure that you're comfortable with the step before you move on to the next one. I want to make sure that you guys are really prepared before you go into your full pitch.